Okay, so it is time for the 2021 challenge, the first quarter review. And this challenge is a business and entrepreneurship challenge. And specifically, let's review the details of it. It is to take two companies from basically $0 in revenue to each one doing at least $1 million of revenue by the end of the year. And the two companies are Meat Health and Ned. And Meat Health, this is just a quick review of what I thought the plan to get to 1 million in revenue would be. And so for Meat Health, the plan was in Q1 was to finish creating the program. So I thought Meat Health was definitely going to be at a disadvantage to Ned at the start of the year because for the first quarter, there was not even going to be a product yet. And then the plan was to launch it, find partner sponsors, and create content. Now Ned, the plan was a little bit different. Since the product was already developed, the plan was to start rolling out ads this quarter, first quarter, and then to scale up ads and production, start selling B2B, and building a team. That was the plan, and if you are in business or in entrepreneurship, maybe rule number one is nothing ever goes exactly to plan. Okay, so let's look at the Q1 results. So for Meat Health, I would say the results were actually past what I was expecting. So at the beginning of the year, I didn't know when the program was going to be completed. So when I was going to be able to launch it, I assumed I was going to launch it in Q2 because the program was over a year in the making. And so it's like, how long is it going to take? But I was able to launch Meat Health Academy on March 23rd, which is in the first quarter. And so with the launch, we had basically 1 week of sales, and the launch went, I would say, very, very well. We had over 229 students enroll in that first week. And so over $40,000 of revenue, which is 4.2% of our way to the goal. So we have a long way to go. And just, I'm sure you probably know, but revenue does not include all the costs that go into creating the revenue. So for example, when we start running ads, for example, or sponsorships or paid media, that is a cost that is not in revenue. So if we do 1 million in revenue, but spend $999,000, that would be a success for the challenge, but there would only be $1,000 of profit, which is not ideal. But just to make that clear, the goal is a revenue goal. So actually was slightly ahead of schedule here because I was able to launch in Q1. So now the plan is Q2 is basically create content. You know, I'm already scheduled to be on a bunch of podcasts with Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Paul Saladino, other people in the meat-based health nutrition space. I already have those podcasts set up, so hopefully that will help drive some additional new eyeballs and interest in the program. And I do plan on doing some paid media, ads, sponsors, things like that. And then Q3 and 4, the plan is basically scale what's working, okay? And I have a lot of content creation in mind throughout the year as well. But that's where we are with Meat Health. So I have to say that is actually on par with expectations. I know there's a long way to go, but I had no, anticipation of this being linear. I thought this was definitely going to be more of kind of like a logarithmic, start out slow and then build up as the year goes on. Okay, now Ned has had a very different route than anticipated. So when I announced this challenge right at the beginning of the year, I sent out the newsletter to roughly 50,000 people, and we got a spike in sales just because people were interested. They're like, oh, that's cool product. Didn't know you had it. And we got a spike in sales right at the beginning of the year. And it was a good thing because we realized the problem we had right out of the gate. And so this was the Ned device at the start of the year. And basically it has 4 covers here that would 4 different snore strengths, anti-snoring strengths. And so you could take this cover off and you could put on a different cover if you need a stronger anti-snoring strength. And we realized very quickly that these covers are quite expensive to manufacture at a professional level because we're doing small scale manufacturing initially, and the plan is to move into larger production manufacturing. And so we started looking into maybe we need to move into more professional, larger scale manufacturing earlier. And we got quotes from a bunch of different vendors on basically manufacturing this, and it's gonna be much more expensive than I anticipated. And I didn't want the price of the Ned device to go up any higher than it is. I think it's at a good price right now. And so we were thinking about what to do, and we had this idea, which was very fortunate because the device is even better now. But we basically spent the first quarter redesigning the device, which now has a dial on the bottom, which I have one right here, and you can just turn the dial to change the snore strength. And so not only is it better from a manufacturing unit economics perspective, it is better that you don't have to take off a cover. You don't have only 4 snore strengths. You basically have infinite number of snore strengths to perfectly tailor exactly to someone's level of snoring. So super excited about this new design, but it took about the entire first quarter to redesign it. So things got pushed back a little bit. So it is redesigned. It is live now. It took the full quarter to do. And so now the plan is, in Q1, the plan was to roll out ads. Now in Q2, the plan is going to be to start rolling out ads and then scaling up production and then moving to B2B. So that's the plan. 0.5% of the way to this goal. We got a long way to go. I'm excited about Ned. I feel like the one place we might get stuck here is we start rolling out ads and sales start to increase, but we get to a level where we need to move to mass manufacturing, more like large scale manufacturing, which is quite expensive. And using the profits from the sales to buy that manufacturing, we have to have a lot of sales. So there's kind of like, I foresee a potential bottleneck. A lot of companies then at that point, they go raise venture capital or whatnot, something we kind of want to avoid. But there's a bridge between our small scale production, which we're doing right now, and larger scale production that we'll probably run into around Q2, Q3. So navigating that is going to be basically a crucial step to getting to this goal. But that's kind of what net has happened. We don't have the revenue that we were hoping for in the first quarter, but for the trade-off for the improvements in the product and the new design, I'm super excited about this new design. So that is the Ned device, and that's the update on the 2 companies. There's a long way to go, but I will be sending out Q2 update, Q3 update, and final year update. If you want to get it, Saturday 7 newsletter is the place to check it out. And again, I want to say thank you not only for watching this, but for holding me accountable. The people that watch this video, they don't even know that they're holding me accountable, but just me updating you and making this challenge public helps hold me accountable to strive for these goals, which still seem very much impossible right now, but we'll see. We still got a lot of year to go. And so if you have your New Year's challenge resolutions, I hope you're pushing through. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next update. Thanks.